Good news for US H-1B visa holders. Guys, Canada has just introduced a new work permit for all of you guys. This particular work permit will last up to 3 years. It is not only for you, it is there for your family members as well. And the best part is there is no requirement of a job offer. You heard that right? Guys, please be sure to watch this video till the end because there are very small intricate details pertaining to this particular permit and this particular program, because this is not going to last forever. So very important for you if you are interested in immigrating to Canada. See you on the other side. Guys, welcome back once again. My name is Sahil and I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant and I practice here in Ontario. My office is here. If you have to get in touch with me, my number is on the screen and the details are there in the description box. More than happy to connect with you. Before we proceed any further, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the bell icon because we talk a lot about Canadian immigration. And if you are an aspirant of moving to Canada, then this is a channel that you must be subscribed to all the time. So guys, very recently, the Minister of Immigration Canada came on this very famous Collision Tech conference which happens in Toronto. This happened recently in Toronto only in the month of June 2023. And the Minister of Immigration was there up on the stage talking amazing words about the new programs that Canada is releasing and a particular of improvements that they will be doing to attract tech talent globally. Okay, in this particular release there were 5 important aspects, out of which 3 were improvements and 2 were the important new program announcements. First program announcement is the main topic of this video and the second one will be rolled out separately, but this was more like the work permit that is being rolled out to the H-1B visa holders of the US. And the second particular information or the second particular announcement was the new innovation stream that will be rolled out in the end of 2023. Now, the first and the most important piece of information here for everybody is that Canada is now looking forward to attracting the US H-1B visa holders. Guys, what Canada wants is that people who are nearing the end of term of their H-1B visa holdings, people who hold their H-1B visas, people are generally getting laid off, jobs are being taken back, there are no, extensions to the visas. So Canada has extended a helping hand to those guys through this particular new program. First of all, this particular program will be live starting the 16th of July 2023. There aren't many details available on the website, but there is a dedicated section on the IRCC website that talks about when is this program launching. It doesn't give out many details, but there are certain experiences that we have had in the past based on the TR to PR pathway, and also a couple of things that Canada would usually require, and also a couple of things that a US H-1B visa, a specialty visa holder would have, right? So we have compiled all of these things to basically come up with what kind of a permit will be there, what kind of the requirement should be there, and what kind of the intake will be there. So here is the take. 1. This particular program will have a limit of 10,000 applicants or 1 year in terms of length of application. So it will be launched and kept open for about 1 year or 10,000 applicants, whichever comes first. Based on our experience in the past TR to PR pathway, we are hoping that this particular program should be wrapped up within a couple of hours, if not a day or maybe 2 days. There are over 400,000 US H-1B visa holders. Out of that, this is going to target only the specialty visas. Out of that, we don't have a direct number as to how many H-1B visa holders would be there, but Canada only has space for about 10,000 people only. So expect this program to be filled up really quickly, and anybody who's willing to or wishing to apply under this particular program should be prepared with the documentation and all the requirements on day 1 itself. So, 16th of July being a Sunday, you guys should be prepared for this and you should start preparing right away. So now is the time when you start preparing for this particular application. First of all, this particular program is going to be an open work permit. That means you can work for any employer. You will not be tied to any one single employer. That's the best part of it. This particular program will give you a work permit that will last up to 3 years. Not only that, the principal applicants' family members will also get an open work permit. That means the spouses will also be included in this particular application. Now this 10,000 number is the number of principal applicants, not just the family members. So you can be tension free from that sense. 10,000 principal applicants can apply under this particular program starting the July 16th, 2023. The next thing to note here is that this particular program is going to focus on US H-1B specialty occupation visa holders only. So you need to be prepared with that. Out of the requirements of the US specialty occupation visa holders, the basic requirement is that they should have a bachelor's degree. So by default, the requirement of a bachelor's degree would be here as well, and also the visa copies and the immigration status will be there. So definitely this is going to target the tech people, specialty occupation visa holders. All of those people should be prepared for it if they are willing to apply for it. Another thing that has been highlighted there in the requirements page is that for people who are facing expiry of their US H-1B visas soon, okay, so they might put up a requirement, in the requirements section, that this could be probably looking for people who have their visas expiring in the next couple of months or weeks. Depending on what the requirements would be, they would be posting the requirements on the page. Now guys, there are two things to note. One, this particular program will open on 16th of July. That means you have to start preparing right away. It could introduce a new portal. It could probably introduce a small web form where people could just fill in their information, upload the basic documents, and then later IRCC would probably scrutinize all of them, send them separate invitations, or maybe any expression of interest to apply for a work permit later. Could be that. We don't know what is going to be the format of the application, but more and often there are certain set of documents that IRCC has always requested when it comes to the application procedure. So based on our hunch, based on my understanding, I can tell you what are the basic documents that you should be prepared with on day one. Because it's immigration, a passport, a valid passport with a validity over 3 years should be there with you. If not 3 years, then it should be there as a valid permit. Valid passport with over a validity of at least 6 months. You should have a passport valid with you. Next, you should have all your passports colored pages scanned along with the visa pages and the stamp pages, especially the US H-1B specialty occupation visas. Those visas should also be scanned. Goes without saying that you need to scan the same thing for your family members as well, because you need to have a record of their immigration status as well. So make sure that your passports are ready. Second most important requirement should be, which is based on our hunch, you should have your education documents, including your bachelor's degree, diploma, certificates, whatever, plus your transcripts. Everything in colored, scanned copy, everything should be ready to go. If you already have an EC education assessment, great, done, that will be very helpful. If you don't have it already, don't worry about it. Make sure that you apply for it in the next couple of days, but at least have that ready if you have it. Otherwise, the basic set of education documents should be enough. Next should be, you should have a resume prepared with a cover letter. Resume will generally let the recruiters or the immigration officers know that what kind of an experience you have. More importantly, try to have your employment history of US ready. For example, your offer letters, your experience certificates, plus at least your last couple of pay slips and your tax documents. At least have them set up as per the the schedule or the folders. Have them arranged in a particular PDF so that if required to be uploaded, you can have them in the system. If you've already taken an IELTS exam or an English language exam, that will be great. You're not required because the requirements have not yet been released. But I would still say that if you have it, do keep it handy on the spot. If required, you can just upload it. Apart from that, the inadmissibility, that means medical and police clearance is going to be important. I am not hoping that they would request for a medical, but yes, an FBI clearance from the US would definitely be helpful if you have it. If not, then you can probably order it from FBI and you would get it in the next couple of days. Based on my hunch, like I said, these should be the basic documents that they would require. Obviously, this will be for people who are in the US currently. This is not going to be for people who have left US. So they might do that filtration depending upon where you are, what kind of documents you have, and this is going to be on a first come first serve basis. Guys, H-1B holders, for you guys, this could be a big lottery, because if your employer in US has laid you off or not going to renew your visa soon, then going back to your home country might not be that appealing if you've lived in North America. So why not move to Canada and then later claim your pathway to PR while working in Canada, collecting some Canadian experience, and say probably claiming your points under under an LMIA if you get it later, or just probably studying. Your spouse could study. Multiple pathways could really end up helping you get your settlement here in Canada. But before that would be this particular program that is upcoming, guys, because Canada has not yet released any specific requirements or such details about this program. We are unable to give you a much precise news as to what is going to be the requirement. But based on the experience, we can definitely say that yes, the program page says a couple of requirements that I just told you, and a couple of documents that you should be ready with, and there should be some sort of an entry, a web form or a page or a form or anything like that, where you could just submit your information, or it could lead you to a portal as well. Okay, so the portal might have certain documents or a set of requirements where you could upload everything and then get everything sorted. So we don't know how the pattern is going to look like, but I'm sure it's going to be interesting and filled with a lot of rush. Guys, we will be starting off with a masterclass in terms of prepping you up for this. I might start rolling out classes because we have tons of queries every day. People are reaching out to me. To start with, you can probably book a consultation. We can have a look at your requirements, your documents. Then we will probably look at a masterclass. We'll have multiple people join in, and we'll prep them up for each and every step of this as soon as we get more clarity. Obviously, the next few days we might start getting a couple of news information as to what could be the requirements like. So let's be tuned for that, and definitely if you are there subscribed on this channel, we will let you know. Until then, I would say wishing you all the best. People who are willing to move to Canada, guys, work permits are really a golden ticket. Do not miss this opportunity, because people usually in their 30s or the 40s, there aren't many options. Could be a potentially other study permit or something like that. So if you are getting an open work permit in this particular situation, it's going to be a blessing in disguise. Guys, please feel free to schedule a consultation if you want to discuss your case. Until then, I wish you all the best, and I really hope to see you soon in Canada. All the best.